Right now your alarm goes off at 7 a.m. You didn't choose that time. Someone else did. And if you don't show up, you don't eat. We call this normal, but for 95% of human history, this didn't exist. No alarm, no boss, no salary, and here's the part nobody tells you. Ancient humans worked 15 hours a week, and they were psychologically healthier than you. We picture ancient life as nonstop survival. Hunting, running, barely making it to tomorrow. That image is wrong. In 1966, anthropologist Marshall Sahlins studied one of the last tribes on Earth still living the original human lifestyle, the Kung people of the Kalahari Desert. His finding was almost embarrassing. They worked 15 to 20 hours per week. Not per day, per week. The rest of the time they rested, talked, slept in the afternoon, sat with their children, stared at nothing. Sahlins called them the original affluent society, not because they had money, because they had time. More free time than you will have this entire year. Let that sit for a second. Picture this. It's 50,000 years ago. The hunt is done. The food is eaten. The sun is going down. A group of humans sits around a fire. Nobody has anywhere to be. Nobody has a notification. Nobody is performing for anyone. And they talk, not about logistics, not about tomorrow's hunt. They talk about each other. Who acted with courage when the lion appeared? Who broke down when their child got sick? Who betrayed someone's trust in what happened after? Anthropologist Robin Dunbar spent years studying exactly this. What early humans talked about when they weren't talking about anything practical. His finding, 65% of all human conversation was about other people's behavior. This wasn't gossip. This was the oldest form of psychology ever practiced. Every story around that fire was a live case study in human nature. Told out loud, debated, remembered, passed to the next generation. They were doing in one evening what we now spend years and thousands of dollars trying to do in therapy, processing what it means to be human, together, in the dark, for free. Here's what no one asks. Without jobs, what got ancient humans out of bed? Because we've been taught that purpose comes from productivity. From output. From being useful to an economy. Ancient humans had never heard of an economy, and yet they didn't wake up asking, what's the point? The epidemic of purposelessness destroying modern lives. The quiet emptiness that no salary seems to fix. They didn't have it. Why? Because their purpose wasn't attached to a task. It was attached to a face. Every single morning, an ancient human woke up already knowing who needed them. The child who couldn't yet walk. The elder whose legs had given out. The hunter whose arm hadn't healed. Purpose wasn't a thing they searched for. It was already sitting next to them at the fire. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled an empire of 70 million people, wrote something that took him a lifetime to understand. What injures the hive injures the bee. Your purpose isn't found in what you do. It's found in who you exist for. Ancient humans didn't need a philosopher to tell them that. They lived inside it every single day. About 10,000 years ago, agriculture arrived, and for the first time in human history, someone else owned your time. You worked the land. Someone else owned the land. You dragged limestone blocks across the desert. Someone else decided when you started and when you were allowed to stop. The first jobs weren't chosen. They were survival. And something cracked in the human psychology that we have never fully repaired. Because for the first time, a human being could be worthless. Not to nature, not to a predator, to another human with power over them. Picture one man standing at the edge of a field in ancient Mesopotamia. Too sick to work that season, watching someone else decide his family's fate. That specific terror of being unproductive, replaceable, economically useless, didn't exist before that moment. You couldn't be worthless to a tribe of 30 people who needed you to survive the winter, but you could be worthless to a pharaoh who had 10,000 other workers waiting outside. And that fear, it's still in you every Sunday night before the week starts. Every time you feel guilty for doing nothing. Every time you measure your value by how busy you've been. That's not weakness. That's 10,000 years of conditioning running in a nervous system that was never built to carry it. Ancient humans didn't have jobs. They had a fire to sit around. People who needed them. And enough silence for their minds to actually work. No productivity system. No career ladder. No performance review. And somehow, they built the psychological foundation that every philosophy, every religion, every self-help book since has been trying to reconstruct. We didn't evolve beyond that life. We just forgot why it worked.